Good evening. My name is Ian Gardner. I am currently a superintendent with the company Nexamp, where we build community solar projects all over the Midwest. My current responsibilities with Nexamp is I am serving as a superintendent, meaning that I oversee the full construction builds of 5 to 15 megawatt size utility um, solar projects. I've been working with them for over 2 years now, and I have been in various capacities in the renewable energies field, working with some Tesla customers and then eventually getting into the utility scale. I'm currently pursuing electrical engineering at KCC for furthering my understanding of the renewable energy field. I would like to share an example of a time where I had to collaborate. Being a superintendent, most of the time we work independently. We have our own projects, and other superintendents stay on their own projects. But there was a situation where we had three of our superintendents all come together to work on one project in Bradley, Illinois. During this project, we had 22 module delivery trucks delivering roughly 20,000 modules over the span of 3 days. Being that our superintendents typically work independently of each other, it took some of us sacrificing and deciding that we were going to take roles that the other people didn't want for us to be able to work together. So I volunteered to take the role of hand marking every single pallet of modules and hand writing down every serial number for those modules to be documented. And my other coworkers took different roles, such as inputting that data into our system for our inventory, and then another person filled out on a map where every single one of those modules would land. But the only way that would have worked is if all of us took a responsibility and worked together as a team and communicated well. Otherwise, none of those modules would have ended up where they're supposed to be, and we couldn't have accurately documented that they were all on site. My greatest weakness, I would say, is the ability to be overloaded in the construction industry. It's very fast moving. It's very easy for things to stack up and the demand to get very heavy. Early on in my career, that was a big struggle for me. When I would be given too many tasks and too much pressure, I would compromise quality. But that is currently a discipline of mine where I focus on that, where I understand that safety and quality are much more important than actually rushing through projects. I now prioritize having a quality product every single time. A situation where I've had to work with a difficult person, I would say, would be when I first got into the renewable industry. I started off as something called a CO, which is a construction observer. And the person I worked under asked me a question on my first day. They asked me how much responsibility did I want? And I told them as much as they'd be willing to give me. And I did not expect for them to give me 100% of their responsibilities, and that included safety talks, that included site audits, inspections, all of the roles of a superintendent. For the next 7 months, I did all of his tasks while he would watch Netflix in the trailer. And then during our meetings with our company, we would talk about tasks being completed and things being worked on the site, and he would take credit for all the work that I had done over the last 7 months, except whenever there was a problem. Every single problem fell back on my shoulders. So that taught me a lot of patience. It taught me how to look beyond my current circumstance and look into the future. And I was able to acknowledge very early on, about month 2 after being annoyed with the guy, I realized these are going to be very, very valuable skills in my industry. Knowing how to do my job well, be able to do a task that most people my senior would not be capable of doing by themselves because I was forced to learn how to do it by myself. And at the end of it, it was a very positive thing, but at the moment, it was very difficult for me to work through. Then some questions I have about this company is I would like to ask, what kind of paths are there for development, for certifications, for improvement as an individual in your company? I'd also like to ask, how rooted are you in the Midwest? With my current company, one of the reasons I am looking to transition is because of the lack of job security, and I'm curious, how rooted is your company in the Midwest, specifically in Illinois? Third, I would like to ask, what is the culture like? What are the employees? What is the communication like? Do the PMs communicate with the field team? Does the field team communicate with the office team? And lastly, I would like to ask, what does success look like to your company? What would a successful year look like for a new hire in this position? What would your company like to see? And that is all I have.